everybody, and welcome back. Right, well, this is coming... Now, look at the title there says it all, so let's just dive into this nonsense, And surprise, surprise, it is Ian Blackford. What a fat little fuck. The SNP has urged opposition parties to back a no-confidence motion that could remove zombie Prime Minister Boris Johnson from office. Mr Johnson is facing calls to resign after the Supreme Court ruled that his suspension of Parliament was unlawful. Right, well, here's the fucking thing. The Supreme Court was brought in by Tony Blair in some stupid point, right, to mimic the American court system. It is, as far as most people are concerned, as far as the Constitution is concerned, completely out of its fucking depth, trying to give itself powers that it doesn't earn, warrant, or deserve. You know what I mean? It's just fucking absolutely ridiculous, but anyway. But opposition parties are split over what to do if he refuses to quit. Yeah, don't. The SNP's Westminster leader Ian Blackford said a confidence vote could remove the PM and allow a general election to be held. Oh, this guy is a fucking pain in the ass, right? Okay, this is how annoying he is, right? That Theresa May, the snivelling shit weasel that she is, ripped him a new one in the House of Commons. Let's see if I can find that, hang on, and I'll put it up.
MPs to Brussels to stop Brexit. Prime Minister, what party does she think the people of Scotland will choose?
Prime Minister!
There is only one party in Scotland guaranteeing no more referendums, and that's the Conservative Party.
Okay. Mr Blackford said a caretaker Prime Minister would need to be found if the motion of no confidence was successful, and did not rule out the possibility of Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn filling the role until a general election was held. That's never going to happen. Ever. No. Jeremy is never going to be allowed to get in power at all. Ever. Not once. Never. Speaking to the BBC's Good Morning Scotland programme, he stressed that it was crucial to ensure that the so-called Ben Bill, which aims to prevent the UK leaving the EU on the 31st of October without a deal, is fully implemented and an extension to the Brexit deadline is sought. Yeah. No, we're coming out on the 31st of October as far as everybody else is concerned, except for the remoaning, oh, fuck sticks that they are, right? But Mr Blackford said the country now has a zombie Prime Minister and a zombie government. No, it's got a minority government that is being purposefully usurped by its own parliament. Right, and they won't give him a general election when he asks for it, even though they spent the past few years asking for one. But anyway, and called on opposition parties to come together to end Mr Johnson's tenure in 10 Downing Street. And the man Boris. He added, we need to make sure we can remove him, but a manner which is safe, and we can do that by having a motion of no confidence, and we seize the initiative. Excuse me, I'll interject. You want to seize power, you fat little fucking idiot. Right, and move quickly to have an election safe in the knowledge that the extension to the Article 50 process is going to be granted. This is a government that shut Parliament down unlawfully and they need to be removed. We need to have that motion of no confidence in a timely manner. I'll be appealing to colleagues and other parties to stand with us to make sure that we show Boris Johnson the door. Yeah, get fucked, you wee fat stick. Oh, anyway, Mr Corbyn has previously said that Labour would introduce a motion with no confidence when we can be confident of success. Yeah, because you know you can't. Fucking step-toe looking motherfucker. If the Conservative government is to fall, as a result of the vote, Mr Corbyn would have 14 days to persuade enough MPs to allow him to head a temporary government that would extend the Brexit deadline before holding an election. Yeah, this is just speculation. Oh, great. Lib Dem leader To Swinton initially claimed Mr Corbyn was too divisive a figure for a caretaker role, but later signalled she was not ruling out the possibility of backing him. No, don't listen to anything Joe Swinton says, and I did call her To Swinton, you heard me right. Oh, she is nothing short of a fucking hypocritical fucking lunatic. Right? However, she warned on Wednesday against an early vote of no confidence in Mr Johnson, which she said could risk the UK accidentally crashing out of the EU. We would not crash out, we'd go automatically onto WTO terms when we come out with no deal. 127 countries around the world trade with the EU on WTO terms. We traded with everybody else on WTO terms who's outside of the EU. Right? Why the fuck is the EU and the UK going to be any fucking different? They use these scare terms like fucking crashing and all that. And the coup, that's the one that we got a problem with, not a coup. Right? A coup is a government, is not the government itself, but a party within the government trying to take over the government. So technically, Boris Johnson is the victim of a coup by the rest of the fucking parliamentary, by members of parliament. So anyway, moving on. When asked whether he would be prepared to accept Mr Corbyn as the head of a caretaker government, Mr Blackford said that the focus should be removing the current Prime Minister from office rather than on an individual who would temporarily replace him. And that's because there's no way you'd get it. Mr Blackford was speaking as MPs returned to the Commons, and the day after Supreme Court judges ruled unanimously the suspension Mr Johnson imposed earlier this month was unlawful. Here's the thing. It was rejected in a Scottish court. It was rejected in an Irish court. It was rejected in the highest English court there is. Right? And after 5 minutes of fucking deliberation with the backing of the SNP and apparent, you can't see me make the air quotes, appeal, right, for that fucking stupid idiot Gina Miller, I bet you, it's probably her and all, right? They said it was unlawful, right? And they said it was unlawful and they put it to the Supreme Court. But see, the Supreme Court, as far as everybody's concerned, as far as most people, don't have the power to do this. They should stay the fuck out of politics because it's got nothing to fucking do with them. Sargon made a fucking cracking quote about the fact that the what was it? The precedence for this. There is precedence for what the ruling they've put forward, but it doesn't even actually represent this. I'll link the video that Sargon did so you can get the full context of that one there. But anyway, Mr Johnson spoke to the Queen after the Supreme Court verdict, but government sources would not comment on whether he apologised. And he shouldn't fucking apologise ever. I'm sorry, this is absolute bullshit. Look, listen, I don't know if you or Remain, Leave, I don't care. Look at what's happening. They're ripping the piss out of the fucking democratic process and they're actively going against the majority vote. I mean, Leave won, deal with it, right? Just get us out now and find the reason why they're not calling a general election is because they fucking destroyed completely. Brexit Party and the Tory Party would collab together and it would just fucking send off downhill like nobody's business. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for coming back and joining me. Thank you for staying subscribed to me over the last year. I know things are different. So anyway, as soon as this Brexit nonsense is over, I'm going to change the channel to something different. Probably, let's build it with Alexander or something like that. Yeah. Give me ideas for fucking channel titles in the description. Right. Anyway, thanks again. I'll catch you all in the next one.